So we're gonna play with a concept from when we're playing seated guard and the opponent is standing. This can happen a number of different ways, but there's times when we're playing the game where we end up here. I could just stand up and wrestle, but instead I'm gonna stay down and I'm gonna play my guard. Now, I can't do anything until I connect to her, right? Just like she can't do a whole lot to me until she connects to me. So knowing that, I can play this one of two ways. I can either try to shoot in and connect to her, or I can wait until she comes to connect to me, and then I can connect to her back, right? So, so keep that in mind. What we're gonna be playing with today, here at the beginning, is me shooting in to go get her, right? So, whichever foot she has forward, I'm gonna mirror that, right? So we're gonna be here. So from this position, the reason I'm doing that is it makes it a bad play for her to try to come around this side, because it brings her into me. She wants to try to work this way to start passing my guard, which is gonna allow me to start working into my stuff, right? So, but in this case, she's staying just outside my range. I can't quite get a good connection without having to overreach, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot in. So what I'm gonna do is the foot that's forward, I'm gonna be pushing off of that and off of my hand to lift my hips. And I'm gonna shoot my leg in, right? As I shoot this leg in, I'm trying to wrap it around the back of her leg because I don't want her to just step back and then I miss everything, right? So it's much, think about like a snake striking, like I'm striking in to get this, right? So I'm trying to wrap that up as quick as I can. As I wrap it up, I'm aiming for my hip to be on the outside of her foot and getting this bite, so that now when she starts to try to pull her leg out, like I'm stuck to her and it allows me to start getting control, right? From here, I'm gonna fall to my left shoulder and reach and grab her ankle. As I grab her ankle, I'm trying to reach all the way around and grab this bony knot on the outside of her ankle. I'm trying to grab the front of it because I'm gonna use that to turn her. So I reach through and I grab this as I fall, and this foot comes up to her thigh. If you have the dexterity and the flexibility, you can put this foot on them. If not, you can just bite here. All right, either which way is fine. From this spot, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this elbow in and I'm gonna twist my knees out to get that. Right, I'm just trying to get her off balance. So there's 3 things that are gonna happen when she gets off balance, and we're gonna go over all 3 and we're gonna deal with them. The first is she just falls and then we come on top, right? So, again, we're here. I'm just mirroring her position. I'm pushing off my foot and off my hand. I'm shooting in, biting, getting my hip to the outside. I connect and I fall. This hand comes under and reaches deep to grab that ankle and I pull in. Foot comes to the thigh. I turn both my knees out to start off balancing her. Right? I should be able to get this response. This is what I'm looking for. If you can connect to the thigh, you can get that response even better, right? So that's where if you have that dexterity and flexibility, use it. If not, you can still get the same thing with the bite, and I'm just pushing my knee against her knee, right? So I'm just pushing here.
Shout him out.
No, I love how you do that after you're already on the ground. So,
That's just...
right, so we're just gonna play with this first part. I just want you getting reps of this first, right? So again, we're shooting in, connecting, getting here, turning in out. Right? Make sense? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. How I then come up, right? So, because I don't want to assume everyone knows how to instinctively just come to the top. So again, from here, and this is where this foot is going to determine where I can shoot to, right? So if she's staying right outside my range, you know, and she's out there a ways. Like if I shoot right now, I'm not gonna get deep enough, right? So I move my foot to her foot. Now when I shoot, I can get deep enough, right? Does that make sense? Because my butt can only go to my heel. That's as far as I can go. So if my foot is too close to me, then I can't get there, right? So I put my foot, at least my toes, even with hers, if I can step even deeper, even better, right? To get that. It's just gonna depend on how far she's staying away from me, you know? So, and this is something that you'll start to encounter, especially if you get good at attacking legs and doing things from your guard. Like this is what people do when I play this guard, is they stay way away from me because they don't want to engage. So I have to be able to shoot in and go get them. You know, so from here, there's no way I'm getting there, right? But if I go here, now I can get in. And now I'm here, right? So again, when I make this twist, I'm just turning this knee to the outside and I'm pulling my elbow in, right? When we get here, I'm just gonna plant my hand, bring my foot to the outside and stand up with her leg, right? I already have a grip, I'm just gonna keep it. And I'm coming to the outside so I can pass, right? So again, we're here, I shoot in, we get here, I twist her down, right? So from here, this foot is planted, I'm doing a technical stand-up. So this hand, this foot, so right? Just like we were just shooting forward, now I'm gonna pull the leg back, right? So, but I wanna step over first. So all I do is here, boom, up. All right. What's that? Not if I lift your leg to the ceiling, right? So I shoot in here, twist out, step over, we come up, right? You can invert here. Is that what you're talking about? Go for it. Right. So, you know, I'm just trying to move to that outside and get away from her legs as quick as I can. She's right, like people who invert, that's what they're gonna do right there, is they're gonna spin. I just wait, catch the other leg, put my head on their chest and take north-south, or I can be mean and put my knee on their chest and slide to twister side. Depends on how nice I wanna be at the moment, right? So, need to see that again? No? All right, let's add that in. 3, 2, 1. Actually, you're gonna do it. Oh man. So once she shoots into this, right? So and she gets to this spot and she starts to turn my knee out, right? I have decisions to make, right? If I just stand here, she's gonna knock me down. Right? So I have to do one of two things. As she starts to turn me, I either have to step back and get my leg in alignment with my other leg, so now she can't, you know, make me fall, right? Or I have to go the other way. So when she starts to torque, I turn this way, right? And I square my hips up, right? Those are the two big options if I just stay standing here, right? The other option I have when she first gets here, before she starts to torque, is I can drop my weight. This is the other way I can stop this. So now when she tries to torque my knee out, that's not torquing my knee out, that's pushing.
Sorry. I'm confused. I've been up here.
Turn.
Right, so when she tries to torque my knee and I drop my weight, like it's harder to move me around. I can stop the fall, right? So I either have to lower my weight, I have to step in, or I have to step back, right? Knowing that, this is where our options for what we're gonna do next comes in. So the first one is she starts to torque me and I step forward. She's gonna crab ride right through, knock me down, just start coming up to take my back. So we'll work on that one. So, but the knockdown to the crab ride to the knockdown is where we're gonna go, right? So, does this look forward? Right? So I get to this spot, I torque her out, she steps forward, right? This is also where I could catch and go to X guard if you like X guard, right? But if she steps this far forward, like the crab ride is right here. And as I come underneath, I'm just pummeling my feet in, I'm keeping control of the front of her legs, and then I just flare my knees out. knock her down and control her ankles, right? I go from her ankles to her hips. Now we're gonna do that same technical stand up. I tuck my foot in, I come up, I get my seat belt, climb the back, right? It's the same position over and over again. So here, tuck, hips, seat belt, right? Or I could come across and look for trucks, right? So, one more time. So work the whole thing again. So, put your right leg forward for me. All right, so work this whole situation, right? So she's out too far, I step, I shoot, I connect, I go to twist, she steps forward, I spin under.
Crap, sorry.
Loses her balance completely and falls backwards.
TKO.
We're super connected, pushing you forward.
You were already falling. Work on your base if you're on top. So, do it to me. So she shoots in. She starts to make that twist. I step forward. She crab rides. So that you don't fall, you just bend your knees. And then you're not going to fall backwards, right? She pushes me forwards. Now she can technical grab the hips, technical stand up, move to the seat belt, you know, start moving to take the back. Do that, I'm done. No hooks, no choke, right? So don't just jump on the neck. Make sense? Let's play with it. 3, 2, 1. Think about on this crab ride, right? So
Oh, sorry.
when I get here, I know where she's gonna step, right? Like she's not gonna step like way up here, you know, be off balance or do anything like that. Come back. She's gonna step right to my head. So go back. So when she goes, like I'm just putting my hand where my face is, and then I can make this turn. Because I already know where that leg's gonna go. And by doing this, you know, in case she tries to like shin kick me in the head, I'm there to block, right? Like this, yeah, like that's a situation where like I'm worried about this, like now I can catch and come through, right? So like I know where she's going to step. Like there's only one place they're gonna step to, you know. So that's I can catch that right away, you know, because it's well. I mean, she could try to go crazy and step all the way over me, but if my hand is there to block, she can't do that either. I'm going to stop her from doing that and be able to spin under.
Why would they do that?
So, because then they can attack the other leg.
Okay.
So, right, so if you do it to me,
Did my brain work?
right, so get off balance if I step across.
Oh. Okay.
So, yeah, so it's one of, it's one of those things. Most of the time, though, they're just trying to get their balance back. The moment you off balance them, they're just trying to get their balance back, right? Like they're not trying to make a big play and attack you back. They got to get their balance first. So that leg's gonna come right to where it is, and then you know it is. So if she's already crab riding as I step, like she's already ahead of me before I can do anything to counter. Right? Because she already knows where I'm going. Make sense? Right? So, now, stand up for me. So the next reaction is they backstep. But in order to backstep to keep me from knocking them down, they really have to backstep around the corner. Right? So when I shoot and get here, and I start to off balance.
Wait, give me a minute. So I go this
You
way?
gotta backstep.
Okay.
Right? She's got a backstep. Right? What am I looking at right now?
Back.
Her back. Right? So we end up in the same position because she has to back. If I'm doing this right, she's so off balance, she has to backstep around that corner.
I'm trying. Be less good at this.
No. Right? Yeah, so she's got to get at least to there. Right? And I just keep twisting to try to get her to step back even further because the hip just sits her down again. Right? I really want her to overcommit. Right? So, one more time. You're good. But this is what's gonna happen, right? Like if she doesn't step back far enough, I'm still taking her down. I'm not gonna give up on it just because she stepped back a little bit. You know, so I'm gonna twist, right? Keep twisting, there it is. There's the back. My foot comes over, goes into the back of her knee. This leg is gonna pendulum and catch the front of this leg. Now I pull and push and I knock her down. Right? Sorry. Alright, let's do it again. Alright, so we're here, I twist, she makes this big step back. Alright? So my leg that's in front comes to the back. This leg is gonna pendulum and catch the front of her far leg so she can't step forward. Now I just drive my shin in the back of her knee as I pull her ankle. And we're right back here.
Can I see you do that to somebody? Because it's really hard to see what you do it back there.
Alright. So if I'm doing this to Jordan, right? Yeah, he's got to really step back. That's what I want, that overcommitment. This comes in here, up to here, pushing forward, drop him down. Now I'm attacking his back. Right? Cool? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Step back. The other thing she can do is she can drop her weight, right? But this is usually before I even start off balancing her. So this is, she realizes what you're saying, right? As I shoot in and I start to go here, she's already dropping her weight, right? So that now it's harder for me to twist her out, right? So if this is the case, the first option here is if I can reach this leg with my foot, I'm gonna push with my left foot, my right foot's gonna connect, and I'm gonna send her down. Right? We're just gonna hit this little sweep. Right? So I shoot in, I get here, she squats her weight, I'm just pushing and connecting. Right? So I just here. Right? This should look familiar. Right? One more. This one's pretty simple. We're just pushing off. Make sure this foot is on her thigh, not her hip. If you get in the habit of putting it here, leg lockers are going to break your ankle when you come up there.
Sock lock. Sock lock.
But yeah.
Wait, what's the other one?
There's sock locks and stuff. I'll show you sometime. Right? But to keep my foot safe, it's on top of her thigh. So now, in order to attack my foot, she first has to pull it up, which gives me space to kick it out. Right? So I'm here. So I'm pushing with this foot, and then this one is just catching this leg so she can't step back. Right? Make sense? So, and then do your technical stand up to come up, and pass, right? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Sometimes if they're longer than you, they step back too far, whatever it is, I can't reach that far leg to hit this tripod sweep, right? So I shoot in, I get here, she drops her weight, but she backs that away. And now I'm like, can't get it, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna axe kick and come up, right? So from here, if I can reach this far leg, I can drive. But most likely if I couldn't reach it with my leg, I'm not gonna be able to reach it now, which means I'm gonna stand up. As I stand up, I'm gonna do another technical stand up. So all of you who have having issues with the technical stand up, you're getting lots of reps today, right? So we're here. So I'm pushing off this foot, I'm pulling this leg back, and I'm keeping her leg, right? Brings it up, right to my single leg, to my trip, and we get the takedown, right? Uno más. Right? So we come in, she drops her weight, I can't reach that leg, right? So I'm dropping, coming up, hugging this leg. Now I'm gonna push off this foot, bring the leg out, catch, hit my takedown, right? If she's off balance like that the whole time, that's perfect. That's what I want. I never want her to have her balance. If she never has her balance, she can't do anything to me. Make sense? Need to see that again?
Yeah, throw it around one more time.
One more time?
You're young. You can handle it.
Hop out. Jordan.
I just like watch.
Right? So I shoot in, he drops down, he gets that leg too far away, right? I can still reach it, right? Go a little further. I'm like, nope, you're not getting my leg, right? He really commits to this. The whole purpose of everything I'm doing today is overcommitment, right? He overcommits to keeping his leg away from me. I'm here, right? Push off, stand up, right? When he overcommits, he's off balance. He stays off balance. Easy takedowns, right? Cool, let's do it. 3, 2, 1. All right, so now here's what we're gonna do. Right, is you're gonna work with your partner. This person's gonna give you different feedback. Right, switch your stance for me. Right, so my job is I'm gonna shoot in and I'm gonna look for that twist right off the bat, right? Every time. All right, I don't want you guys getting in the habit of just settling for coming in and just being here. Because now she can do a bunch of different stuff. Like I want to start limiting her options right away, right? So you're gonna work with your partner. You're gonna shoot in. You're gonna twist. She's gonna make a response. Cool, right? Come up, right? Like whatever response she gives me, I'm making those decisions in the moment. You know, so she's gonna give me, you know, different looks, and I just have to respond. I don't know what she's going to do, right? So that I have to think my way through, what do I do when they do this, right? Because it doesn't do any good to know these different sequences, and then when it goes live, you're like, oh wait, they step back. What do I do when they step back? I don't remember now. Oh man, oh nope, they're gone now, right? So I gotta be able to think quickly, right? So I get here a twist. Right, and we make our moves. Right, so we're just responding to their whatever they give us. Right, if you know she stepped back first, but she didn't step back far enough for me to take her back. So I just kept twisting. And then she stepped forward and I took the crab ride. Right, so I have to make those decisions. You're gonna mess it up, right? You're gonna try to go take the back when it's not quite there and it's not gonna quite be there. That's fine, that's why we're doing this, to learn, right? You know, but as you do it more and more, you'll know where that point is. And that's the whole idea. I need to see her back when she back steps to know that I have her back. If all I'm seeing is her side, she hasn't stepped back far enough, so I keep twisting, right? And she's either gonna fall down, she's gonna step back further, or she's gonna step up, right? If I shoot into twist and she drops her weight right away, then we go into those last two options. Tripod sweep or coming up on that wrestle up, right? You know, so we're just playing with those options. You know, so we're shooting in, twisting. They fall down, cool, we're on top. We shoot in, we twist, they step back. If they step back far enough, we pummel around and take the back. They step forward, we crab ride and take the back. Right? They drop their weight. If I can catch the far leg, it's tripod sweep. If not, I'm wrestling up to that single leg to the trip. Make sense? Right? So just work back and forth with your partner. Just switch off each time, but give them different looks each time. Every time, and the bottom person, if you shoot at top person, if they shoot in and they don't twist, make them do it again. All right? Shoot in, twist. Every time, shoot in, twist. Get them off balance, right? And then work with whatever response you get. Right?
Are you gonna call the switch, or are you just gonna switch?
You're just gonna switch back and forth on your own. After you hit one, you'll switch, and then Sierra will go, right?
Okay.
Play our options again, right? So this is a good way, that spiral clinch, that reverse de la Hiva, is a good position in which we can do a lot of different things, but it's a great way that I can attach to them when I'm seated and they're standing to start playing the game, right? There's a lot of other options off of this too. There's all kinds of leg entries and things for those who like leg attacks. There's Jackie Chan's and Minaris, backside 50-50 entries. That's Price was getting the X guard over and over again. That's right there as well. Sometimes they'll drop down to a knee and give you combat stance, and then you can slide underneath and go deep half guard and stuff on them. So to the waiter sweep, that's an option, right? So different things are going to happen. They're going to give you different responses. You know, these are the most common once I get to that spiral clinch and I create the off balancing, right? If you don't first create that twist though, they have even more options of things they can do, right? So the whole goal in jiu-jitsu is once I connect is I want to start doing things that are going to start limiting your options. If I limit your options, then I know where you can go. So the moment you give me a response, I already have the counter response, right? So then that's where it's like, oh my gosh, like he's reading his mind, you know, and this is where, you know, when people roll with upper belts, they're like, man, you know everywhere I'm gonna go. Yes, because I'm leading you down a path. I know what your responses can be from there. I know what the most common response is. There's usually one or two that are the most common, and then you'll get, you know, 2 or 3 other ones that are less common. But I know what all those responses are, and I have a counter response to all of those responses, right? You know, so then I lead you down that path. You make your response. I'm already countering the response, and there I'm staying ahead of you the whole time, and I just lead you down a path that leads you to the submission, right? So that's the way you want to start viewing your game when you're playing jiu-jitsu. Like, this is the same everywhere. No matter what type of guard you're playing from the bottom, it's the same. You know, it's the same from the top. I get to certain positions, I give certain pressures to get you to react a certain way that leads me down a path, right? It's just constantly trying to limit your options, you know, until I can get you to a point where the option is you either get submitted or you get submitted. Right? Like, that's where ultimately I'm trying to get to. You know, so it's start thinking of things that way when you're rolling, you know, and start setting those up and notice, like, if there's certain guards you like to play, like, notice how people respond to that guard. Notice how they respond to, you know, the positions you play on top. If I go knee on belly, what do most people do? Oh, they do this. Well, what's the counter to that? You know, so then I have the counter to that, you know, so, oh, but some people do this. Okay, so then I need a counter to that too, right? That's how we play the game. And then once you have that understanding, as soon as you get there and they make a decision, you already have the next move, right? And so this is where, like I was saying, when they step forward and you're already crab riding, I already know where you're going. So I'm already moving before you get there. If I'm moving while you're moving, I don't have to be fast, and yet I am fast. This is where the concept of slow is smooth and smooth is fast. That smooth is fast part is if I'm moving while you're moving, it looks really fast, but I'm not moving quickly. I don't have to be faster than you. I just have to be moving while you're moving and beat you to the point where you're trying to get to, because I already know where you're going. Does that make sense? You know, so now I don't have to be real explosive and real athletic to get to these spots. I can just move while you're moving and beat you to the point, right? Cool. All right, let's get a picture.